Yo, we are back with another episode of Dialogue with Dom. This is episode number 6, and I have some special guests in the building. I have the BFF Wine Club, Diamond and Whitney in the building.
Hey, y'all.
Hello.
How's it going, girls?
It's
Good.
good.
We are excited to be here.
I'm
Yeah.
excited to have you. I'm
It's
glad
been
y'all
a good
came.
week for us.
It's been a good week. I see
Yeah.
y'all doing. We're gonna touch all that good stuff. We're gonna touch all that good stuff. But I see it has been a good week for y'all. So, as y'all heard in the name, it's a wine club that y'all have. Y'all do it more so virtually.
Mhm.
How did this get curated? How did this happen? When did it start? When did y'all establish this?
Should we start from the
I
beginning?
know it's like we need to start way back because that's the only way it'll make sense.
We got to take it all the way back to 2015?
Oh, I wasn't going that far.
Oh,
Oh,
To
okay. 2020? Well, 2015 is when our love for wine started.
Yeah.
We were roommates in college and we just bonded over wine. And then from there it just grew. And then 2020 happened.
So we were stuck in the house, but you had just moved to Petersburg, and at the time there, at the time there was what was it called?
The Traveling Vine.
Yeah,
yes.
so it was like the cutest wine shop like in downtown Petersburg.
Mhm.
I was obsessed with it. And one day we were in there, it was just us and the
Yep.
owners, and we did a tasting. They gave us like some extra tastings. We were just chatting. And Whitney's like, what if we just went live? Can we go live? And so we have a video of us trying to figure out like how to go live, whose phone needs to be on mute, whose volume needs to go up, what are we going to sit our phones? It was hilarious.
Literally.
And
If you go all the way back, we're live, y'all.
embarrassing, very embarrassing. But that started us like wanting to share more experiences and wine in general and just like fun stuff regarding wine, because makers and like shop owners and everything, they want to like tell how they got into it, and like that's gonna help get people out more. And at the time everybody needed it because like nobody was going anywhere really. So
COVID, that's been a recurring theme. Just with
Yeah.
everybody like getting like really honing in on their ideas as of late, because it's like that's the start, because you really had nothing but time to a degree.
yeah.
Even if you had a serious job, like you had to sit home for a week or two maybe and recuperate, you really had to think about like, what else am I into? What else I want to do? So
it allowed our creativity to flow.
Yeah.
Exactly.
COVID did, yeah.
And then we would just pick a day a month when we were both free, and then we'd try and find people through Instagram or whatever to explain what we were doing. At the time it was on Cloud Wine, and we would just talk to people either with a wine shop or a winemaker or someone within the wine realm, whether they were a seller or something, and took a couple years break.
Yeah.
And we were thinking like, okay, what are we going to do with it? Because we were good at it. Like, I think we're really personable.
And people wanted it back.
Yeah.
Like people would DM us like, when are y'all bringing On Cloud Wine back? And it's like, y'all, we getting older, jobs getting more serious, like school's in session.
And what we didn't mention is like in between that, we were still doing like wine focused events ourselves. And so sometimes inviting people, like a good amount, sometimes just a couple people.
Right.
But people would always be like, oh, well, what's this? I want to come. And it's like, okay, like we had all these like ingredients to make something. We just weren't sure what to do with it. And I think one day on a highway, I was probably irritated from work. Like, what do I have to do? And I was like, oh, this is a good idea. And then
I remember you sending me a voice memo. I was at work and she was like, I have an idea. Like, and I was like, okay. And you know,
here we are.
So when did y'all, like each one of y'all individually, like when did y'all love of wine like happen? I know we supposed to wait till we're 21 to drink, but
Okay.
we all went to college here, so we know how that goes a little bit. So did y'all initially drink?
I feel like I kind of remember my first glass of wine, and it was at my best friend's house, or either her best friend's house. And they had this huge bottle of Liberty Creek Sweet Red. That's what I would drink in college. It was literally like 8% alcohol, but more importantly, it was only $6.
Yeah,
And
of course.
so-
Balling on the budget.
I remember tasting it and like, oh, I can drink wine. Like it made you feel like, because we were drinking first Burnett and then like Jim Beam and then Jack Daniels. So it's like, I wanted something that was more mellow, that you could like drink socially but not be sick, or like not have to do shots of, like just something to sip. I was like, oh, this isn't bad. And then from there, just delved right in to find more.
And I think Liberty Creek Sweet Red is what we used to drink all the time.
Yeah, we would get a really big bottle, and it was
that was our thing. That was our thing.
Now we kind of know how to like store wine if you aren't going to finish it the same night. But like back then, we were just putting the cork back in and like putting it back in the fridge.
Oh, so you see this? Y'all see me something new. So you supposed to finish the store wine
from this weekend to this weekend? Like no, probably
so you supposed to finish it right then.
Well, you're supposed to. Well, you could, but this was like 1.5 liters, so it's like 2 of these in a bigger bottle. So we would just put the cork back in and put it in the fridge. From week to week. But you want to get the air out because the air is going to, get into it and kind of flatten it like soda. So
got you. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. I usually just drink my shit in one session, so I don't.
That works too. That works too. And that happens sometimes.
Yeah,
but
maybe a day over there is usually.
He said a week.
About it inside. Yeah, it ain't a week. Nah, it ain't gonna last. It ain't gonna stand a chance.
Yeah.
So you two with it the same? Y'all was drinking the same? The sweet red.
Yep. That was our thing in college. Watching Housewives, getting Liberty Creek Sweet Red.
Scandal too.
Scandal was a great time. I'm rewatching Scandal now. Actually,
like she would just sit on the couch with the big whole glass. I loved it.
Yeah.
I was like, that's going to be me when I grow up.
Shout out to Karen Washington.
And a nice suit. Yeah.
And it's not me when I grew up. But
you don't want to be, nobody wanted to be like Olivia Pope like that. She was wild. Well, but I am looking for my, look. We like,
it's okay. A little wildness is okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's what's up. I know, like, for me, I don't think the first wine I probably ever had was like a Moscato. When that shit was popular. I don't know why, but we were drinking. I'm like, I really couldn't. It was too sweet for me. So I really didn't get into my bag of like wine and what I really liked until probably like, I was like 25, 26. I didn't know. I was just drinking regular liquor, and then I would have wine occasionally if somebody just had it and offered me some.
Yeah.
But I didn't like inquire really what it was. It's just like,
but I was going to say, I feel like that's the age where you really can tap into wine because like you're establishing your job, like you can afford like, like quality wine. And I'm not saying like, you can find quality wine that's reasonably priced.
That y'all be busting too.
But yeah, I think that's the age where we really get into our wine bag.
I think so too. And that's when we kind of stepped out more. Because I think from the sweet red, that's of course sweet. And then I think I got more into probably like Moscatos too. And then Rieslings. And so you just keep going like further away from the sweetness.
Yeah, I can't. The sweet, not my. I still like a little bit of edge with my stuff, so I'm a big cab guy. That's my favorite. I like that. I like that kind of. But if I'm gonna do white Pinot Grigio, Pinot Grigio,
that's Whitney.
I like a rosé, and then I also have what's the other one with a P? I just had it. Damn, I can't think. Issa Rae came out with a
Prosecco.
Prosecco. I just had that. That was pretty good. That was pretty decent. It reminded me of rosé a little bit. So it was on the same type of time with me. But yeah, so probably about 25, 26 is when I really like, okay, this is what wine is, doing the testings, going to wineries and kind of like, kind of diving in a little bit more. But yeah, I don't know what the hell we was doing before that. I don't know.
I know. If you're just looking for the cheapest thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, cheap vodka, cheap. Yeah. But so, y'all mentioned on Cloud Wine. So that started in 2020. I remember y'all going live, doing all this stuff, and like it was so dope. I kind of, until y'all rebranded the BFF Wine Club, I kind of didn't forget about it, but I forgot like how like invested y'all was until I had to go back and do my research.
Invested.
And y'all were really doing like having y'all had like a basically an IG live series. Y'all was going live every week, like you said. Y'all were going around with different tastemakers, different wine makers, and different wineries, and I just thought that was like real dope, like. Because people don't, like you said, like people are passionate about this, but if you don't ask the questions, you really don't know how to like do shit, or like you don't know how like wine is created. You just like I like that we can have fun learning, getting a little tipsy, but also learning about what we and what it takes to make the wine and what it takes to run a business and all that. Still educational at the same time.
Right.
So y'all was really in y'all bag, but then y'all kind of spearheaded that until y'all did a podcast based on it.
Oh, I forgot. Oh
so,
my God.
If y'all know, it was a show on own network.
Yeah, we've been around for a long time.
It was did that come out in 2020 as well?
That was like
a little later.
2021 or 2022.
Okay, but what was the show? It was the Kings of Napa.
Yes.
So they did a whole recap of the season. I think it was like 10 episodes.
Yeah.
So every episode they did a recap, and y'all had a whole like podcast based on that. How did y'all did that trickle down from like the show happening at the same time when y'all would really get into the wine bag? Like,
yeah, I think because, everybody had to go back to work possibly at a certain time or like a certain amount of time a week or just doing more stuff. Our schedules got busier. But I think we both saw the show and we're like, let's watch this.
Yeah.
And then like, wait, let's do a recap podcast and then still talk about wines. And
and then also you got to remember, well, not you got to remember because I don't know us.
You got to remember.
But a little background is like we used to bond over shows over wine. So it was like, just taking it back like to our roots. Yeah,
we would be like drinking wine separately but together and be like recapping the show through text messages and be like, wait, don't say anything, but wait, what do you think is gonna happen? Did you just see? And it was
you gotta say it for the show.
We brought it back. So, and it was like a show about wine while drinking wine, so it just all came together.
And it's cool because it was telling a story about like a black owned like a black family owned vineyard, and which is not very common, and so that was really cool. And I wish it stayed around. I know.
Bring it back on. Bring it back.
They can't. It seemed like they be canceling everything. Yeah, my show on it came out like 2018. Love Is. I don't know if y'all remember that.
Oh yeah. That was a one-hit wonder too.
Yeah, it got canceled. Yeah. I used to love that show.
I wasn't a fan of that show.
You said what?
I wasn't a fan of that show.
You wasn't a fan?
No.
Oh, I don't even want to.
Owen has some hits. Ready to Love.
Reality TV is great.
Put a ring on it.
Why you like Love Is?
Because I just felt like that girl was a simp. I don't believe in like...
It's based on the true story.
I know. And it's incredibly embarrassing. She should have kept it to herself.
Oh my gosh.
No.
Wow. Everybody do things differently.
I know. And it's just...
No.
She was down bad. They were both down bad. It was not good.
Life.
I don't remember that show.
It was, don't watch it.
No, I watched it, y'all. Once I watch a show, it's out my mind.
I feel that way too, and I just remember being like, "Is she okay? Why is she doing all this?"
Is she okay? It's crazy.
No, they weren't well.
They still together to this day.
I know. Like the real couple who they are, I think it's beautiful. But what they had to go through to get to that part, I don't be believing in all that.
I mean, I'm sure some of it was dramatized, but
yeah, maybe.
But there's a lot of truth to that. She was a writer on the show, and she was a writer in the so I don't know, but like, but yeah, I always had some hits. So it was one. It was one season only, but I mean, that's no other shows came out like that where y'all can really recap. But I thought that was a pretty fun time because y'all had me tapped in. I usually don't watch stuff like that unless it's a recommended, but I was tapped in because I wanted to hear y'all reviews and hear or like one time I listened to the show, I listened to y'all pod before I seen the show. Like, oh, let me go and watch this episode. This show was like, hold on. So I got a little crazy, but we was talking about a little bit. They were black. There was a black-owned vineyard in the show, and I know that's a rare thing. So I think it's great at what y'all doing with y'all channel because y'all do center on a lot of like blackness and bringing the black stuff to the culture, like that's in the culture because it's hard to find that in this winery and the wine type industry or whatnot.
And we should have came with stats. But it's not important.
Should have.
Oh, it is important.
We'll put it in the caption.
Yeah, we can like send you some. But basically, like Black consumers are maybe like half of the consumers of wine, very close to it or half. But like makers, like vineyard owners, all that, less than 10%, like maybe 4 or 5%. And so it's like, what can we do to like balance this out? Because it's like, I want all Black businesses to be successful and empowered. Right. Well, not all when they aren't doing right.
Yeah, but the good ones. The good ones. The people that's doing right by people that actually
doing like exceptional things. And like, sure. Unless people know about it, it's not going to be accessible to everybody. And so you got to really get the word out and like do what you can to support.
Yeah, for sure. So speaking of Napa and that area in general, have y'all ever visited Napa in California? Like I know it's like wine country of the USA.
But I have not been to Napa. Wow. But I'm going to Napa.
Okay. Yeah. Where you plan on going? Soon?
Well, soon-ish. My birthday.
Yeah, in a couple months.
Oh, yeah, that's cool. That's soon. That's soon. Okay.
We'll post pictures.
No, I just think that's because everybody's really into wine. No, that's the place to go in the U.S. Like, that's the place to go. I know it's a couple of other wine countries like what?
Yeah, Sonoma. That's near Napa, but next year I want to go to Oregon. And then another year, I want to go to the Finger Lakes in New York. And apparently they do wine in Michigan, too. So I want to eventually like visit all the little hot spots. But let's not forget about Virginia because
yeah, Virginia has hella wineries. There's wineries everywhere.
And wine originates in Virginia, which is cool.
See? Now teaching the folks some facts, right? Like that's what I like. That's what
History lesson.
Because I don't be like I just be drinking whatever's good. That's what I'm So Napa coming soon. Like y'all ever been anywhere else outside of like the country like that was like specialized in wine? Like I know there's a couple of other hot wine spots like France, New Zealand, stuff like that. Y'all ever?
Not that far, but we've both been to Spain just separately. Yeah. And so I think that's also when I got into wine because I went during college before I was 21. So it was amazing. Like I could openly drink, like no hiding. No. And so there was this, basically it was like a 3-course meal that included wine or beer for like $20, if that.
Okay.
And so it was called like Menu del Dia or something. And like me and everybody on my trip were obsessed. Like, come on, menu of the day, menu of the day. And so, but you couldn't really choose. So it was just like their house red or their house white. Okay. And so that kind of opened me up to like try more things that I wouldn't have selected for myself.
Gotcha. Okay. So I've been to New Zealand, but I wasn't old enough to drink. So I don't I wasn't old enough to drink. I was 16, 17. I was.
So is it 18 there? Because some
I think
places
it's 18
it is
there.
16.
Yeah, but I was in high school, so I couldn't.
Yeah.
They purposely took us there as student ambassadors, so we won't into.
That's so cool.
Yeah, we did some wild stuff, but we couldn't do that. The most we did, not in a bad way, but we can go like, I think we were of age to go like, you can go into the sex store openly and stuff like that. Like you could do that. So we was being silly, went to the sex store, just was in there being childish.
What did you buy?
I didn't buy nothing out the store, but we was just in there being childish. So you know how they go. And I was like the only, it was another black dude, but you know, he won't.
Very few and in between.
he won't like me, so it was just but so Jamie, so I was like the only black dude, so it was a lot of white boy humor, so they didn't have the ball. I was just like, all right, I'm joking a little bit. I'm like, all right,
know what they were doing. What was going on?
I don't remember everything.
Did anybody hold a blow up doll?
Nah, they was just picking up the little, straps and shit like that, slapping her around, doing weird shit.
Oh.
But that's them. I was just like, I'm giggling on the side. I'm like,
all right.
I was like, nah, y'all got it. Y'all got it.
Hilarious.
But yeah, y'all know. Y'all went to a PWI, so y'all know how it goes.
But I mean, we weren't doing that.
No, not y'all was doing that. I'm talking about. No, I'm not saying y'all was doing that. I'm just saying like some of the other skin folks.
TV, like certain humor is like there's white humor and then there's black humor, and it's not always the same. So I do
like Black Twitter.
Yeah. So like I said, I ain't say y'all was in it, but there's some people that y'all might have went to school with that might have been the other colors, and y'all was like, that's not funny to me, or that's a little off. But y'all got it. Y'all had y'all good time. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, shout out to New Zealand. I need to go back. I need to go back as a job.
Drink like New Zealand wines. Everything's in Total Wine, so that's on the list too. But I'm kind of scared of like super super long flights.
Yeah, it was a long flight.
Yeah, it's like a day probably.
Here from Cali, so I flew from Richmond to Texas to Cali, then Cali to New Zealand.
Yeah,
that's not bad.
And it was like,
it breaks it up. That might be easier.
I think the New Zealand flight may have been like 12 hours, something like that. And then we went we stayed in New Zealand for 9 days, and then I flew to Australia. And that flight to Australia was maybe like 8 hours or something like that. And then when we flew back, it was a little like 10 hours.
Passport, bro.
Yeah, I have my passport. But that was my first time ever on a plane, though.
Yeah, that's cool.
It was like, and that was like a lot, but I thought I was going to be nervous, but it was nothing.
To me, it's like a roller coaster when you're taking off.
Yeah. I like the landing, too. I'm kind of... like...
All I got to do is sit down, put that neck thing on.
Yeah, I be sleep. I be sleep, but when the turbulence, when you going up, I can't sleep doing that. But once we're in there, I'm knocked out. I'm knocked out. But yeah, damn, I got a little off guard because y'all covered. That was off my... That was off the record type shit, but let's get back to it. Okay. So I know also y'all got dreams of like maybe one day making your own wine. What blend? How would that, what would that be? What are we looking at? We're looking at a white, red, sweet.
Everything.
Yeah, I feel like at least starting out, I would want to have a white, a red, and maybe a sparkling, just because I feel like that's like the classic, and a rosé. Sparkling or rosé. I feel like either all 4 or 3, but the last one has to be a sparkling or a rosé. Because like I feel like that hits all your bases.
Yeah.
So
so you can kind of get
Yeah.
a person from each that kind of like a
But
little bit
I
of
think it would be cool if we made like blends based on
Yeah.
our favorites. That would be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I can see that. I can see that. I can see that. So I want to take it back a little bit to how when we first started and y'all said y'all doing something big now. So y'all were nominated and currently are in the top 5. I don't know if y'all gonna win yet,
I hope
but
so.
y'all got past the
we
first.
will.
But no, but
Well,
just
you
being in
gotta
the top
speak it.
5
Yeah,
and being
I know. So
is
Yeah,
great.
major.
I've been voting today. I didn't know you could vote that many times.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I voted like 10 times today.
Oh. Yes.
But
Oh man,
so
but by the time this airs, voting will be closed.
yeah, you already know. But y'all
yeah.
basically y'all in the top 5 for
Yeah.
innovators in the Hughes Society Wine Culture and Wine Fest,
Mhm.
and there's a Roses and Rose Award.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, so that's big. Like, how y'all as
We
innovators,
were excited.
innovators, like
Yeah.
how did that happen? How did y'all
So you can
connect the dots?
I remember seeing it last year because I was in Atlanta and I
Mhm.
worked that weekend. So I was like, dang, because I would want it to go just to like volunteer and
Mhm.
like see what it's about. But then ironically, we started this thing. And then when I
Yeah.
saw nominations are open, I'm like, oh, wait, let's because you can
Yeah.
self-nominate or
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
could nominate you. But I wasn't sure exactly of the process. Like everyone that was nominated, like, did they go through? Did they
Mhm.
kind of validate? Like,
Right.
so we don't know what the criteria was to be on the first ballot, but we were there. And I
Mm.
thought that
Made
was so
it.
exciting. I remember texting
Yeah.
and I was
Yep.
like, oh my gosh, guess what? I nominated us, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, oh my God, we won. I'm like, no.
We didn't win, but
Y'all, I'm
We're
an optimist.
nominated.
I'm always just like, oh my gosh, we won.
So that was super, super exciting. Just
Mhm.
one, to really be on the ballot, but then two, for enough people to vote for us to get
Yeah.
us to the next step
mhm.
was because there was probably like
It was a
10
good
people
yeah.
in
It was
the
a
original
good
category, so it's
handful
like-
of
And I will say, with some major people up there.
Yeah, and there still are. And
Well,
so it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
starting something, although we've been doing it for so long and kind of like renamed and rebranding and kind of only really being out there for like 6 months to be that credible in a way was
Mhm.
like really
Major.
exciting. So
Yeah.
if we win, like I don't know, but
I
I'm
will
gonna
break down and cry.
and I did my own. It's a big festival. I see like
yeah.
it's I was like, oh yeah, this is major. This is
Yeah.
something. So to even be nominated, are y'all attending?
Yeah,
Yes.
so
Okay.
as nominees, we're gonna of course go. But the thing is, like, I feel like an award show, finding out there that you won something, I want to know in advance. Like, can somebody send an email? So that'll be
Right.
very interesting. Or even losing, I don't know. So but I think we would find out there. So like the
Yeah,
only way to
like
know like in
live.
real time is if
It's
you're
live.
there.
So they're gonna
So-
take it. It's gonna be like the Grammys or Oscars or something. Like they gonna
Yeah.
and the winner is
Mhm.
the nominees. And y'all little pictures gonna pop up in there. That's gonna be dope though to even be
Yeah,
to
because
be
they gotta
up
say y'all
there.
name the nominees of this category is this.
But even outside of that, like it'll be good to like connect with more people.
Yeah.
Because so far
For
it's just
sure.
been like through social media
for sure.
or like when we actually go into wineries and stuff. So to, be around other people that make wine or like write about it.
And people
or-
that we look up to.
Yeah.
Like in the wine industry. So, yeah.
I feel it. Well, I'm rooting for y'all. Like I said, I put my votes in today. I didn't realize when you said run the vote, I didn't know you could vote as many
Yeah.
times because
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
another friend in the competition. You can only vote every like 12 hours. So
Oh,
it's like,
okay.
oh, you're going to get
Yeah.
one vote in. So I was like, I didn't know how it worked, but I
Mhm.
put a lot in
I was
today.
like,
I
every
just-
hour
it's
on
like
hour.
people's choice. So like you
Yeah.
can go in and
yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's lit. Well, we're rooting for y'all here.
Thank
and
you.
Dialogue with Diamond,
We're
we're
just
rooting for y'all.
excited to
I know.
even
It's
be
like
here,
literally,
you know?
I'm gonna be so glad to just go.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
thinking of outfits now.
Yeah, that joke gonna be lit. When is it? When is the like?
The
July
awards,
14th.
it's the award ceremony is July 14th, but the
In DC.
full experience is from the 12th to the 14th. So that Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Y'all gonna be there all three?
No.
Oh, okay.
Work.
And my family's like beach day is that Saturday.
Okay.
So I can
Yeah.
only go Sunday. Because it's like
I'm
going
glad you told
to
me the advance because every
DC,
time
then the beach, then back to Richmond, then
Mhm.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
every time I miss it, your brother act clueless. So and then Mr. Cole be like, "Where you was at, Dominique?" I was like, "I didn't know that y'all
I'll
today."
let you know. I'll let you know. I'll send you the
Like,
details.
I didn't think you wanted to go, bro. I'm like, why you say nothing?
Well, it'll be- because it's like, it's family fun and it's
Yeah.
fun. Yeah, it'll be good.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah. All right. So I got a question for y'all. So based on these scenarios, I want y'all to give me like what's y'all recommended wine or what's your favorite wine during these type of
Lordy.
scenarios. So if you're on a first date, if you're on the first date and you wanted to drink some wine, if your date wanted to drink some wine, what would y'all recommend doing like a first date type situation?
Do you want to go first?
Let
you
me
date
think.
more than me.
Why would you say that?
I mean, you would go on a first date more often than I.
Well, maybe my recommendation isn't good because I still don't have a man.
Are we saying what we would order on
Yeah,
the
what
date
would y'all
for
order?
ourselves?
Yeah,
It's a little
yes.
tough for me
Yeah.
because I am a Pinot Grigio girl through and through. So
Okay.
like that's always Domino's. That's the first one I'm gonna get, and then I'm gonna venture out into everything else because your Pinot tells me like, let me see how they do with this. So yeah, I think I would go Pinot Grigio if I would go red. I don't know.
So next scenario, like a Sunday fun day, what would y'all
Rosé.
be on? Rosé?
I would say a sparkling too, or a Riesling. Nice and sweet and like bright and fun and summery. So easy to drink.
After a long day of work where you eat a woosah, like you just sit on the couch, you don't want to do nothing else, you don't want to hear nobody.
I like caps too. So I would do like a Cab Sav or like a blend. I love like Meritage and like a Bordeaux and stuff.
I would probably still do like a Pinot, but like, yeah. Pinot Noir or something like, yeah, probably.
I feel like red wine is for stress.
Mm-hmm.
For real? Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm always stressed out because that's always my preference. So I'm always going to take a word.
Sounds like red every day, please.
Damn,
Yeah.
I feel bad now. Look, stressed out. Damn. Life is stressful, you know?
It is.
So-
It is.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
That's why we drink so much wine.
I did see this. Speaking of that, is it a way, because I know y'all have other friends that are like into fitness and things of that nature. Is it a way to drink wine or drink pretty much like every day or every weekend, healthy wise? Like, is it a way to like do it and still stay in like a certain regimen and not blow it up? I guess, I don't know.
So they make like fit wines and stuff, like with that, like
low
what's that one
calorie
we did
wines.
that time?
It was called Fit.
Fit Vine.
Vine.
Yeah.
Is it
Yeah.
good though?
It's good.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it tasted normal.
Mm-hmm.
But usually like drier wines aren't going to have a lot of sugar.
Gotcha.
So they aren't going to have a lot of carbs, but everything's going to have calories.
Yeah,
so
for
you
sure.
just got to decide like moderation. And then not that you should be like drinking in lieu of food. So saying like, oh, I'm not going to have like when I'm out eating, I'm like, okay, I'm only going to eat one piece of bread because I know I'm going to want like 2 glasses of wine, but I'm also going to order vegetables and maybe I won't have dessert.
Gotcha.
Because it's like you gotta like if you do that, you have
Yeah.
to think about it. But there's so many like non-alcoholic
Yeah.
stuff that's like low in sugar, low in carbs,
Yeah,
low in
I
everything.
will say that. I'll shout out what's 0.5 if you're in the Richmond area. They are a wine store that is strictly non-alcoholic wine. And it's actually really good. So when I did like Dry January, that's where I was getting my wine from, and it was amazing. So
I
yeah.
had my first non-alcoholic wine on this past Sunday.
And you liked it.
And I liked it.
Yeah.
You don't taste the difference.
I got
I
people
know,
that. What is
and
the
I was
what?
weird about it too. So I'm like, what is the point?
Yeah.
But I have, friends that are
Mhm.
pregnant. It's like you want to include them because
Gotcha,
don't
gotcha.
boomerang with your friend that's pregnant
Yeah,
and
not
exclude
looks-
her. She's gonna have an attitude.
Right.
Yeah, it looks
So-
crazy.
And then also, there are some people who just live sober lives. So, I know if I were to switch over to a sober life, it's like, well, I still want something after work.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So does it give
Yeah.
you like, it's like still have like a soda that got a sizzle to it, still gives you like a kick? Like, I don't know. I'm asking. I don't know. I
Yeah,
never
the
had
one
a non.
we had was sparkling.
I was
So
gonna
that's
say
the
that
only
was
one
Okay.
I can
sparkling,
speak to.
yeah. But the other ones, they literally just taste like wine. Yeah.
Got you.
So it doesn't taste like soda or any. It strictly tastes like wine. Yeah.
I
Go to
could-
0.5. Check
Look,
them out.
All right, look, to each his own. I ain't judging you if you do or don't. I just know
Don't worry. Next time we have something,
Yeah,
we'll have
we'll
some
have it.
non-alcoholic wine, and you won't even know.
They
We're
even
gonna
have
see.
non-alcohol tequila. And I
See,
didn't
what
know
is-
that. I didn't know that until this
But what if I
weekend
want to
with your
buzz though?
family.
Like, I don't want to fake.
Well,
I
yeah,
wanna-
if you want to buzz, you want to just drink.
yeah,
But-
you know what I'm saying? Like, I'd rather.
But
that
the
seems
girl
like an
brought
expensive
it
not to get
because
drunk.
she's trying not to drink. Like,
I
yeah,
got you.
yeah.
I get it.
And then You know, sometimes I don't want to get drunk. And I think that's why I like wine. Like, I like to
Mhm.
just have something when you're in that setting,
Mm-hmm.
or if you're watching a movie or just
just
whatever,
relax,
to
yeah.
kick off the weekend.
Got you.
And so I
Yeah,
think
because
wine
hard
is
liquor
the
is
easiest thing
rough.
to recover
Yeah.
from. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
For sure. Yeah, because hard liquor gets you. Yeah,
Mhm.
Hard liquor.
that's how I catch you on the way. Damn. So I talked about Issa Rae earlier.
Mhm.
What other celebs like y'all think got the best like wine collection in the game?
That's tough.
That is tough.
I haven't had a ton of celebrity
I was
wine.
trying to think. I
But
don't
D Wade's
know.
is good.
Yeah.
Okay.
And John Legends.
John Legend got wine?
Yes.
the
Okay.
His
LVE.
Chardonnay is one of my favorites.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm trying to think of
If you
who
were at
else.
Black History Month, you would have tasted it. But I
Oh,
think it was
yeah.
something important.
Yes.
Yes.
Hey,
Mhm.
look, don't do that to me.
But no, his cab is really good.
Yeah.
You have to try it.
I gotta try it
Who
for
else?
sure.
Mary J.
Oh,
Sun
yeah.
Goddess.
From the Super
Yeah.
Bowl.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What about Snoop Dogg?
Oh, yeah.
What?
You
Oh,
got the
19
crumb
crimes.
joint.
Yeah. That's good. That's good.
That joint strong. I know that shit
He
strong.
actually has a new white, I think. I just haven't tried it yet.
I didn't know that.
Mhm.
I had no idea.
Yeah, but I just recently had the Issa Rae one. That was pretty good.
That's
And I was
good.
like,
Yeah.
I like that. I could do this.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I could do this. Okay.
Nice little
John
sparkling.
Legend, D Wade. I think Carmelo has something that I
Yeah,
want to
and
try.
there's
Yeah, I haven't
someone else.
tried
There's
that.
another athlete too. It's like Heritage 91.
The athletes are killing the game.
They are. And
Like-
even James Harden has a wine, I think,
Okay,
now.
he probably does. I know
Maybe.
LeBron kind of getting into it a little bit too.
Mhm.
So yeah, I like to
Yeah.
try shit. Like
Yeah.
you know, so I gotta try that John Legend one.
Yeah.
Let's see
It's
what's
good.
up. I'm
It's
gonna act
really
like an
good.
ordinary person on.
No, you won't be
No.
ordinary. You're going to have the green light.
Damn, we cheesy as hell. Oh man, so do y'all prefer like wine, room temperature, or like cold, or like
It depends.
chilled?
White, chilled, red,
chilled.
room temp.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Rose can kind of dabble,
I
depending.
like it chilled.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
that bubble.
That's
I
how I
need it
know
chilled.
I'm just a nigga because you can hand me anything and I just be like, all right, like I don't even ask the question like this is supposed to be
Mhm.
chilled.
Should
this
we
supposed to be...
have some now? Because this is
Yes, do
probably
that. Let's
getting
yeah.
warmer than it should
Let's
be.
do it. I forgot to do it. We got
So
caught
let's
off.
explain. So we
Yeah.
with BFF Wine Club, we have a monthly wine subscription. And we are so excited to share one of our wines that comes from our, what month are we in?
Hey, June, damn.
No, yeah. Well, this would be from our May.
Yeah,
Okay.
this
Our
was
May,
from May.
club. So go ahead.
Yeah, there's a winemaker in New Jersey. Her name's Amira Garba, and she launched this wine company 7 or 8 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
but has been getting more into like stores and like online retail. So she was one of our Meet the Makers. We try and like highlight a winemaker monthly
Mhm.
and then either include one of their wines in our monthly selections and like offer a discount code so more people are encouraged to try it. So this is her Chardonnay. We haven't tried it yet.
We have
used
not
her
tried it
rosé.
yet.
The rosé was good. But
Amazing.
this is the Chardonnay, Lux Chardonnay. I love Chardonnay. How do y'all feel about Chardonnay?
It all depends.
Yeah, I could do
Chardonnay
it.
can be too dry, but sometimes I like when it has that buttery finish. So we'll
Mhm.
see.
That's my
see.
favorite.
Let's see.
Okay,
Well,
let me get your.
We're gonna
Oh,
be
and
allowed to-
also,
and-
didn't we bring like special wine
Yes.
glasses too?
We did. Should
Y'all
we
can go
talk
ahead and
before or
present-
after?
let's pour up.
Okay.
Let's see what's going on. Thank you.
I know I need a
But
But
little
yeah, I meant to say that, but we
table.
got
And
caught
it's
up in the
not quite a
conversation. We
wine
should have.
glass.
It's not.
I know,
It's okay.
but yeah, it's okay.
Are we cheersing?
Yeah.
Can we reach?
And then while y'all doing this, I guess y'all can show the people the proper way to drink from a glass when they had it.
What?
If y'all want to.
Because remember,
If
he
y'all want
launched
to, I
Don't
don't-
that.
do this.
Yeah,
Yeah, you don't do that. How you do it? You gotta.
So
That is
if you're,
stem.
by the stem, if you have a stem,
Mm-hmm.
because if you put your hands around
It's-
it like this,
It
you'll make
warms
it
it up.
warm.
warm,
Yeah.
and it takes
Mhm.
away. Okay, got it.
Mhm.
Yep. All right, let's cheers it up.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Ah. Let's see.
I like it.
Yeah, that's
Oh, this is good.
Mm-hmm.
It's not too harsh because sometimes Chardonnay can be a little, this is good.
Yeah, I like
I like that.
Could be colder, but that's our
Can you
It's
fault.
put
my
that on
fault,
that
y'all.
table?
It's my
Yeah.
fault.
Thank you.
No, it's because I don't know.
It's
I
my
have
fault.
this little thing that you can stick in it to
I
keep
meant to
it
get to
cold.
it soon, but we
Yeah.
started rambling now. I just was over here thinking this is advertising for a second. I forgot we supposed to. I told everybody.
Ad.
Commercial.
Definitely an ad.
Shout out to the sponsor.
But no, I'm glad that we was able to even bring that back into like how y'all do y'all monthly subscription.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So what can people expect in June for their monthly subscription, and what y'all giving discounts on and stuff? You know,
Yeah.
we were.
So we're tapping into summer, of course, and something that's becoming really popular is canned wine. And it's interesting because we did an interview today. I'm not going to say with who, but they are really big in the canned wine industry. And they brought up like great points about like sustainability, like it's easy to just drink it in portion size. So as you're kicking off summer, we just want to give you some canned wines as options for you to drink and enjoy this summer, rather than like the bottle. So, and we have some good ones.
Yeah, I'm excited.
And we got them from one of our favorite places, Urban Grape in DC, if you've ever been there. Black-owned wine shop.
Curious to see this other interview when that dropping. Yeah. Y'all booked,
Probably
y'all,
next Friday. Yeah.
y'all booked and busy, man.
It's
Two in a
funny.
day?
We just be winging it. If we can't get a July person, we're gonna take a summer break.
Look, Whitney said,
I don't know, y'all. We didn't talk about that. We gotta have a business meeting.
So, all this bonding started over a little bit over like reality TV and things like that. I know y'all avid housewife lovers and other shows, but I know the Housewives is near and dear, which hits Diamond's wine glass choice of the day. Y'all start drinking over there and watching the shows, but I see it's getting further than that. Diamond has been all on the TV for that live after show.
She's a celebrity.
You are a celebrity. You've been on there like 3-4 times.
Yeah.
What's going on? How do you even make that happen?
So again, because of the pandemic, this show went from having like a live studio audience to having like a virtual audience. And so one day they posted like, oh, I've always wanted to be on like a late night show or like a game show, something like, even like, you know, like old TV shows, they would have like people laughing in the background.
Yeah, you want to be a part of
I always like just wanted to do something like that. It's like, we don't really do that anymore in TV, but the, you know, the competition shows and game shows and all that, that's still a thing. So one day they posted on Instagram like, oh, we need virtual audience members. So you just email, and then randomly they'll say like, hey, this is our schedule. Are you available this day? If so, give me X, Y, and Z information. You must sign an NDA. You must do X, Y, and like, and I'm like, oh, okay. So you don't really even find out until like the day before if you're going to be doing it.
Got you. Got you. You just be on there, you get to ask questions like, how do you, I know these some of your favorite people, so you could ask some questions. How be feeling like?
Yeah, it's fun, but they kind of like give you specific things to stay away from.
Gotcha.
So you can't really go rogue. And it's funny because I saw an old clip when somebody definitely went rogue. Like,
so what happens if you go rogue?
I don't know.
You probably don't get invited again.
Yeah, because I know they do, like, you can't have like, you know, branded T-shirts. You can't have art on your walls. Like, there's just certain rules. And so they're like, you know, if you violate any of this, we're probably going to drop the call.
Gotcha.
But then we won't invite you back. And it's like, oh, I want to do this. So I follow the rules.
So you famous out here. That's all right.
Oh,
I'm
please.
Like, every time I look up, I'm like, how does she keep getting on this thing? Like,
I stay on the email list.
I don't even know how that works, but that's lit though.
It's
like,
fun.
I know y'all love. I know y'all love the housewives stuff. Y'all be invested.
I know.
Yes.
I'm so invested.
Which one is on right now?
Right now, New Jersey is airing.
Jersey.
Dubai just started.
See,
Atlanta is filming.
That's the only one I know is Atlanta. All I know is Atlanta.
Yes.
Orange County is premiering soon.
Look,
It's kind of embarrassing.
Diamond
so
watches
literally,
all of them.
as soon as one ends, they start the next one.
Yeah, they usually have one or two running at the same time.
Okay. See, I'm not here. I just know about the Atlanta one from days back in the day, but I don't even know all that. Y'all be caught up. I just be looking up and I see certain. I'm like, what is going on? Like, you know,
What is going on?
All right. So another thing, Diamond, while we're on you, I did want to talk. Look, not in a bad way. This
Now
is
you're
good.
me.
This is highlight. Now, what we're talking about, you know, you being famous. I did want to highlight. I don't know how active you still are doing this, but I know at some point you were doing your faith-based journal
Yes.
company. What is that? Are you still actively doing that? Are you still giving that type of motivation to the people so they can be on there?
So that's so funny. It's not funny, but so it started ironically with my brother basically giving me this planner that had like a specific area for like devotionals and prayer journal like space. So I started using it. I think I got it for Christmas one year. I'm like, okay, January 1, this is gonna be my thing. So I started doing it like along with a devotional like every day. And then the following year I was like looking back at it and I was like, wait a minute, this is like, you know, so touching, so heartwarming, so like gratitude filling. Like I was telling everybody like, oh my God, look, I was praying about this and it happened on this day. It's like, it was really cool to look back and reflect. And I just wanted to share that experience with other people. So I'm like, wait, let's do this. And then again, at home during the pandemic, I love like challenging myself to do things. So even like from us doing a podcast,
right,
creating a journal, whatever. Like I'm one of those people that's like, okay, I can probably do it. So let me just figure it out. I started, you know, making a journal in like a few different apps. And I was like, wait, I can do this. And so started a business, then realized how expensive printing is. So I'm like, wait, I need to sell something else to get enough money to like get these printed. So started with like t-shirts and like other stationery. But during this time, I had taken a break from school. I was in grad school at the time. So I had time, but then it's like, oh, I have to get back in school or I'm going to have to like reapply and do all this. And so I took a step back and I feel like since then, I haven't really been able to like get back all the way into it. And then sometimes I haven't talked about this with other people, but it's like God and like faith-based items and wine. It's like, it seems contradictory and like
no.
They sell wine at gospel concerts.
Like just being like, oh, she's always drinking. She's
always drinking. It's crazy.
I don't know. People are so judgy, and so it's like
people are so judgy. Yeah,
it's hard. So I have a plan for it.
Two things can be true though. Like real God-fearing people in here.
Like,
real God-fearing people.
Yeah,
in here,
and
so.
I just feel like God puts things on your heart and like gives you the space to do things, and it's like as long as you do it and like trust Him that it can be done and like that He's in support of what you're doing, then you do it. So
but
I think you can do.
I think you can do both. It's not like you out here
definitely
belligerent on your social medias. This is really like wine is a safe little thing. You know, we drinking responsibly, like we chilling, like you know. So I think you know, but
and it's so educational.
What wine? Yeah, it is for sure. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, agree.
Jesus, look. Jesus turned water into wine, man. Y'all better stop playing. Jesus turned this into water.
I don't know, Mary. You might have a new fan.
Nah, that y'all decent. I mean, I'm a drink because it's here, so you know, I get
it's good though.
It's decent though. I like the shot. Like I usually don't like Chardonnay, but it's not too dry. It's actually got
very
a good little
smooth.
Yeah,
super oaky.
I bang
things
with it.
I love.
So Whitney, now it's your turn. You're in the hot seat.
All right.
So Whitney, I know you're doing your thing. Got the new podcast, Planner Suites. Tell us about that and how all that started and how you curated and all that.
Sure. So I work in the event industry, the wedding industry under Amy Cynthia Events. So make sure you book us, hire us, book your consultations. But my boss and I would always talk about different things. We would send each other TikToks and we would be on social media. And like the most recent thing that we were talking about was like prom TikTok, which I don't know if y'all have been on prom TikTok, but it's like, I'm thankful that I'm not going to prom during this time. People are spending like $27,000,
$200 for the suit. Like, that's it.
I remember getting my prom dress on like a Chinese website, and then needing $200 worth of alterations, and my dad was so mad.
Oh yeah. China website, definitely. Now I do remember my senior prom. It was some drama. My mom left me and my aunt in the store because I wanted a dress, and she was like, "I'm not paying all that money for a dress for you to wear one time." And my aunt Dee Dee was like, "No, I'm gonna get a dress for her," and my mom was like, she was like, "You always get her everything she wants." So she left us in the store. But I got my dress, and that was so beautiful.
I'm willing to bet a case of wine that the same thing will happen about the wedding dress.
Oh,
Because
I'm
your mom's
sure.
gonna be like, "Oh, I'll buy it for you," and then she'll be like, "Oh, just kidding, that's over my budget," and your aunt's gonna be like, oh, "I got it."
So fun fact, my aunt Dee Dee has an account for my wedding dress that she's been saving up. So when the
Aunties
time
are
is ready,
undefeated.
Yeah, what about
undefeated, yes. So when the
where my
time
first
comes, we're ready. But that's kind of our conversations kind of led to like, you know, a lot of brides will come to us. They didn't know, you know, too much because of course you only get married once. Well, for most times you only get married once. So you don't have that information. And they would come to us and we would quote them things and they were just shocked and like taken aback. And a lot of times they would be like, "Oh, well, I'm going to go ask on my own." And then they would go ask and realize like, "Oh, you were right."
Yeah.
And actually you brought back a discount because you know that vendor. So we were just like, we need to educate the people in a way that's like non-judgmental. We just talked about how judgy people are. So like creating a safe space, not only for brides, but also vendors, where we can talk about different things, and like laugh about it and just in a fun way. So a safe space.
Gotcha.
What I think is cool just from like following you and Amy is that y'all don't only like support yourselves, you definitely highlight all the vendors and like even other planners and stuff. And that's really cool too,
Yeah.
because so many people are just like, it's only me and my team and what we're doing. So I think
Yeah.
that's nice.
And I think I learned that from Amy. This is not a shout out Amy segment, but
You can shout out Amy. That's
because
all
Amy,
good.
like
We love Amy. We love
Amy here. She gives so much. She gives so much, and she's so like encouraging to everybody else. And I will say, like working under her has been amazing. Like I've grown so much. She's always willing to like pour into me and give information because I didn't come from a background of working in the wedding industry. I didn't come from a background of working in events. Only thing I did was like plan my birthday parties. And, you know, from there, people were always like, you know, you need to get into events. And so when I got into events while working birthday parties and baby showers was similar to what I was used to, working weddings is a whole different ballgame. So it's a lot to learn. And she like took the time to like actually teach me to the point where like now I'm doing it on my own. So, yeah.
So y'all got a little clip going viral where y'all again tell a man what to do. You got in a little bit of trouble.
One man told
We're gonna
us
insert the clip right here. We're gonna insert the clip right here.
That's our issue with groomsmen.
That is the issue with
And
groomsmen.
grooms.
You all think you're invincible and you're not. Why are you drinking this much before the wedding? You had 364 other days to do this and you choose the night before the wedding.
Right.
Why? You know, one thing I do wish about the groomsmen though is that I wish they did more for the groom.
Yeah. Like, you know, some of them are like, I didn't get a bachelor party.
Yeah.
You know, they don't get a bridal shower. Like, they just go out the night before.
I hate that.
I hate the night before. Go to Vegas. Go to Miami. Go to New York.
Yeah,
Go out
take
in
a
Philadelphia.
trip. Take
Like,
a trip.
Yeah, go do something. Because the night before is just a nightmare. Like, don't do that.
Trying to make men women.
Somebody commented and was like, we need to stop trying to make men women. All because we told men to go on a trip. So add another thing to the list. Y'all cannot
I
go on trips.
I don't think that was offensive. It was just funny. The comments
It was
were
like, how
hilarious.
did you add 2 + 2 and get 17? What did one have to do with
Somebody
the
was triggered.
other?
Something happened else somewhere
We
else.
just
He was
wanted
triggered.
better for the groom, but apparently y'all can't go on trips. So I
So
hope you don't have any trips planned.
So what was the actual quote that y'all said something to the effect of
we just said
groomsmen should do more for the groom.
Yes, we said we want the groomsmen to do more for the groom. Because you know the women go all out. We
Yeah,
going on trips, we going on we having bridal showers, we getting gifts. All the men get is a section at the club most times. Most times.
We're be simple though. We don't need all that.
But a lot of times, and we weren't just pulling this out of thin air.
Yeah, I know.
The groom says, like, I wish I could have got all that. I wish I could have gone on a trip. I wish I could have had a good experience. They don't get that, and they want it after the fact.
Yeah,
So,
after the fact.
yeah.
I get it. I mean, as a man, I know for me
As a
personally,
man.
we've always the wedding has always been seen as the women's day.
But why?
So, I don't know. I mean, this is what we
It's all
came
based
up
on
on.
the experience that you create.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
So now as an adult, I'm getting that more and I would want it to be about me. But as we were growing up, that's what we were more so fed that it's about what the woman wants. And you just have to kind of
So we just
comply
trying to
to that.
change that a little bit.
So I appreciate
Yeah.
the Because guys should do that. We see different movies and stuff out there where people do stuff like, but you don't want like a hangover experience, you know?
Right. And that's why we say go on a trip.
Yeah. Oh, I don't want like
Yeah.
the best man. I don't want Tay Diggs. I don't want Tay Diggs saying you smashed my wife right before we get married. Like that's wild. Writing a book. So real want stuff like that.
You don't have any author friends, do you? So you should be fine.
You gotta be worried about Twitter though. That tweet was about my girl. Okay.
That was just a wild movie. I don't know how he still got married to her, but that's
Because
just
he loved her.
She was the real
I'm
villain.
trying to know what Dominic.
She was the real villain.
Gosh.
Mia was the real villain,
Mia
but we're gonna
was
let her
not a
live.
villain.
I did cry in Best Man Holiday. That movie did make me tear
I
That was
up.
a
cried
sad
too. It
one,
was
yeah.
terrible.
So I gave her some grace in that. But in the Best Man, just the Best Man alone, she was the villain, and she just out here grinning and smiling like she ain't do nothing. Like you could have chose anybody else. Why'd you choose the man I'm with every? Like that was weird.
I hate to agree with a man.
This is about you, but I am curious. If someone cheated on you, you would want it to be with like a random person.
Yes. So
Come
I
on,
don't know.
Diamond.
Why would you?
I would rather it have been like, oh, you know what? You were lonely. This person consoled you during this
Diamond.
time. I
No.
can understand that. I can understand that. I can't understand you
got
just
you.
going with Fred from the corner because he said your dress was nice.
Everybody,
It could be
everybody was on Aisha's
No,
side.
it could be somebody from your
When
past
she
life that I don't know about, but
when you want
messing
attention,
with my friend is wild.
when you want attention,
Attention.
Attention.
attention, like
He was always
no.
gone doing stuff too. She probably was like
Oh no, so I do. That's
reading
why.
about him in
that's-
magazines.
she wanted attention.
That's
I think she wanted attention, but he just happened to be there to like be there.
I don't agree.
She said herself, she chose him. She could have chose anybody else.
I
She
have to
chose
go back
him.
and watch. I don't remember that part.
She chose to do that with him because she felt safe and she felt like,
Yeah.
and I guess she knew he wouldn't tell, but it's still like, wow, to do that. Even though he was doing now, Lance was wild because he was cheating with multiple
Yeah.
Yeah,
women,
he probably
Yeah.
had
but
side
he
babies and
wasn't.
everything.
He wasn't necessarily messing with
What?
her friends. If you mess with my friends, that's hit home.
I
boy.
feel like
was
that's
their
extreme.
friend, and she was probably. I think her and
So
Hey,
he
we're
know, yeah, they
friends
was they was
first,
all
and then
yeah,
he-
he kind of connected them together. Yeah,
So
yeah.
maybe
Mhm.
they were supposed to be together the entire time.
Nah, that's wild. Nah, I couldn't. But yeah, I wouldn't. So if somebody that happened to you on a wedding day, what would you do? If you found it out, you got to keep the wedding together.
Oh,
together.
that would be too tough for me because I'd be like, listen,
my
I
check has
understand.
cleared. I am lonely.
I would be in there like, I understand why you about to walk away. Go ahead. We can just turn this into a day party.
See, so grooms do
The
stuff up. You
DJ in
see,
there, the drinks in there, it'll be a day party.
Tay Diggs found a way to say today and get him across the altar. So he did say today. That's a great groomsman.
Yeah, that's a great groomsman for sure.
And then in the wood, when Tay Diggs was the bad grooms,
yeah.
and they had to save him. You see,
Yeah.
look, grooms
I
be
have to
stepping up.
see
Y'all
that.
give grooms enough credit. We be stepping up.
Oh, please. But look what you have to step
Oh,
up
I know,
for.
I'm trolling.
We
I'm
shouldn't
trolling.
even be in this
Diamond
situation.
said, oh, please.
No, I'm trolling. Look, that gives us too much credit. I'm trolling. I'm just trolling. But
No, I don't know. I do think groom shower would be like way too much women's business. But I feel like
But see, we weren't saying that.
well, no, but I feel
Nah, they
like
wasn't.
the
We
guys,
just-
they should get an experience that's
Yeah.
more similar because like the wedding 9 times out of 10 is probably going to be like more of like the woman's preference or the
Mhm.
bride's preference. So it's like let him at least from his like side of the house like get a fun experience where you know they kind of
Yeah, I agree.
yeah.
A nice little trip.
Mhm.
Or something. You
Yeah,
know, even if it's just like, let's go golfing, you know, let's go to the cigar bar. You
oh,
know,
we do that. But yeah, you just don't want it the night before, I guess. You said the night before as well.
typically they don't do that though. Yeah.
They just be showing up with the wrong tie.
Or no tie. Or they show up hungover from the night before. Yeah.
Smelling like weed.
It happens.
Yeah. And alcohol and throwing up.
Hey, look, we here.
Yeah. Yeah. And if y'all have watched our first episode on YouTube, The Planner Suite, we told the story about how we had to call in an Ivy company for a groom and some groomsmen. So they be turning up the night before, and we want them to stop.
Now, that's too deep. That's too.
We
like,
want them to stop.
If you can't bounce
too
back
much.
naturally, that's crazy. They was that
But it's
fucked
like
up.
we need you to bounce back quicker than what you would normally.
For
Because
sure.
you got to think about when you're drinking, you're down for the rest of the day.
Yeah, for the day.
You know?
Yeah, you
But
probably didn't get right back until the night, basically. So
yeah,
you need to get right.
you know, a lot of
quicker than
times
that.
we need them good by like 2 or 3.
Yeah,
so
yeah. There's gonna be a lot of picture taking, a lot of moving around, my brother.
Right. A lot of times in the heat too.
Yeah.
So we need you to pull it together real fast.
Okay, so I can't wait to see more and hear more stories.
I know.
Yeah. Every other week, y'all. Every other Thursday.
I can't wait.
That's gonna be interesting because like just working with y'all, you know, for the time period that I did, just to see this stuff and how much it takes to
You used to be
orchestrate.
part of the team.
Yeah. So orchestrate an event, and I don't think people really take that into consideration. It's a lot of tediousness, a lot of work, like crossing a lot of T's, dotting a lot of I's, and then to incorporate other humans in that is like so much stuff got to go right. You got to have people here, people there, you know.
People see the glamour side,
Exactly.
and they want that so bad. Like people reach out to us like, I want, like, are y'all hiring? It's like, baby, if y'all can see these swollen ankles I got, y'all don't want to work here. Y'all don't want to do this. I promise you.
Yeah,
but
be on their feet. Yeah, if you be on their feet all day, breaking down, putting up. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yep. Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so we gonna tune into that. Anything else y'all wanted to shout out while we on the topics
Just to join the BFF Wine Club, you can find us most easily probably on Instagram. From there, the link in the bio takes you to our Substack, which is where all of the wine selections, the Meet the Maker interviews, and anything discount related will always be there first. So
a good place to
join
play
the
catch
club.
up.
What's the IG? I didn't hear the handle. I didn't hear the handle.
Oh, BFF Wine Club.
All right.
Yes.
Gotta make sure you say it. You know.
Yeah. What's the handle?
Yeah. So definitely catch up on the Substack. That is where you can go back and read everything. Purchase the wines that we were talking about when we first started. So yeah.
Started from the bottom, never here.
And now we're here.
Well, it's been a pleasure to see y'all growth, and I'm excited to see what y'all embark on this new journey with the wine club. So
thank you.
And just shout out to all the best friends in the world.
Yes, all our besties in the club. The best club to be in is the BFF Wine Club.
Did y'all want to shout out y'all personal anything? No,
Sure.
Private.
Yeah, you are private.
I'm private now. I got hacked or stolen.
Oh yeah, whatever. That's how you know you made it.
So you welcome to the club.
Wait a minute.
At least your original page didn't get taken.
Yeah.
So you're still in good standings. But yeah, people out here
y'all
crazy.
can follow me.
Yeah, follow Whitney. You might find me through her.
Follow me at O_SOWHIT. That's OH_SOWHIT.
Period. No period.
This kind of period.
And you can follow me at I Love Dom91 on IG. Also on TikTok.
Okay, TikTok.
Yeah, y'all know I'm out here on TikTok now.
I gotta find you on TikTok.
Yeah, I'm out here on TikTok now. I thought you knew that we followed each other.
Mate, I don't be on TikTok like that.
I just post
Y'all
to get off.
gotta get on TikTok.
Yeah.
It's too much going
I post
on.
and get off.
And I taught you how to turn your sound off, so you should be on there.
Yeah, you gotta turn that off. That is annoying to say. I gotta. Oh God, I had to find that button.
Oh,
that just be loud as soon as you open the app. It'd be like, God
imagine
damn.
being in a meeting on Zoom and it's like, I'm about to make it what I'm buying. I'm like, oh my God, stop.
I love TikTok personally. I gotta watch. It's my newspaper. It's my newspaper. It's my lullaby. I love it. I love it.
I got it with the TikTok. Like I said, I'm posting on and off, but it's all good though. I get a lot of love over there. I get a lot of views.
TikTok is where you get the most views. Yeah.
The algorithm is definitely better than IG or Twitter, Facebook, all that. So I'm messing with it. Shout out to TikTok. Don't ban it, please. I need it.
Please don't ban it. There are so many other things we need to get into.
Get rid of the trash shit. If I don't wait to filter that out, but keep my shit on there, please.
Get rid of Facebook.
Yeah,
exactly. Get the aunties off there.
I live for Facebook.
I just started posting on Facebook too. Like I just randomly did it, so we're gonna see what happens.
I'm sure the older people are like, "You look so nice." They be under there like, "You look so nice."
That's all they be. That's all they be like. But I don't even think they listen to what's going on. They just see a post and you're like, "Oh,
because I know if they watched that other guy from a couple months ago."
Wait, what?
You saw my last show, my last podcast?
I think so. Yeah.
With Mac, Music Mac.
Yeah.
Shout out to Music Mac. That's my dog. Man. He was in here wild. He was in here cutting up. But that's my guy, man. He was in here cutting up. We was in here tripping.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all for coming again.
Of course.
Check us out. Like, subscribe to the Dream Reality YouTube and Instagram page. I said, follow me at I Love Down 91 on IG. Man, thank y'all. Like that. We out.
See ya.